Going across the hall. If you look at this one here, I've tried to get in, and with pulling the door to just so that you can get in, the handles started to come off. Now the screws have come out quite easy because it's screwed into the chipboard of the door. There should be a lock block in there which is solid pine, so that when you screw the screws in, you're screwing into solid timber as opposed to screwing in chipboard. I've seen this happen before. Also, if you look at how the key fits inside the lock, you can see it's off center. Okay, so let me come around here, it's off center. So I'll go to micro so you can see that macro. So now then, can you see that? The key's off center anyway. So basically what happens there is you're always going to have a problem trying to get the key in. So if you're not aware that the key is off center, you could be there for a few minutes like I was trying to get in. So we go in, door's binding there, which is like a sign. Well, they could have chopped the hinges in a little bit more or taken some off the door. That is a problem. There are no intermittent strips in the door as well, so that basically that groove there is so that you can put a fire strip in there. So it's called an intermittent strip, so if there's a fire it seals the door and stops the smoke and the fire from going through. Gosh, yeah, you can see up there where the paint's catching on the door. The edges haven't really been tidied up as such, they're quite sharp. The fitting of the lock, let's have a look at that one. Could have been a bit better. Once again, it hasn't really been chopped in properly, so you can see that that's sticking out. And there, that's supposed to be flush. Let me just alter the camera a bit. Okay, so let me just better. That's the macro view, so that's supposed to be flush anyway, so that's what's causing the problem there. So we'll go back to the other views. Look in here. They're supposed to have been painted. Now, there's a mark on the ceiling there. I don't know if that's indication of water coming in through the roof, but that's something that one needs to keep an eye out for. The walls have been painted, so we're going to go bathroom first. Come into this bathroom on this side. Switch, pull switches behind the door. That's for the shower. Up there. And also, this is for the light. Now the extractor fan isn't working, don't know why, so that needs to be taken care of. Just bear me a second. Okay, so coming in again, sorry about that, the phone rang as it always does if you forget to switch it off. In the bathroom the lights come on but the extractor hasn't come on and the window's too small over there to allow for adequate ventilation. So that needs to be taken care of. There is an isolator switch up there. Now that's, we tried that and it still made no difference to the fan. Okay, so there's the water meter. I'm not going to comment on that. The cleanliness of the shower, there is a little bit of mould in the corner there, but on the whole it does seem to be a lot better, albeit it needs a good clean. It hasn't really been cleaned, and evidence of that is there. That's a spider web. So this has been done recently, but I don't think there's been much attention paid to the shower. You can see on the inside that there is marks on there anyway, so that needs to be cleaned. Same as out here really, all along there needs to be cleaned. Can't see that because it's got no scale. There you go. So that's the storeroom. Come study, I suppose you could say. Right, that's another little room there. In the sense you've got the meter cupboards there. The carpets have just been lapped, so there's no carpet trim. I think they've put new carpet in here, but as you can see when you shut the door, it curls up. So that could have been done a little bit better. This is a very unusual one. This is the stairs going up to the atrium in the bedroom. Now, when you look at this, you can see that there's been a couple of steps being replaced, but if you look under there, they've left the old screws in. So they've sat the new tread. I'll just go back a bit. Sat the new tread on the screws, the same on that side. Sat the new tread on the screws, and then what they've done is just screw through the top. What is I believe is needed for this one,
Okay, some people would say rip the whole stair out and everything else. I don't know what other people's opinions are of this, but my opinion is what you need is blocks, little blocks making, coming down to about here, maybe 50mm by 38mm, and screwing on both sides of these treads onto this string. This is called a string. So screwing on there to support all of these treads, because eventually they're all going to go. You can see on some of them as well. If you look further up, so let me go forward a little bit for you. You can see that they've had issues where that's a split as a result of them putting screws through, and they've even tried to put screws on the bottom to hold the tread in place, when in actual fact they need either countersinking or taking out, or blocks putting in there, but just notched so that they'll receive the head of the screw. And that needs to be done on both sides all the way up. That would then make these treads a little bit more secure, because as you can see there, they're slightly different. Okay, they could have painted it. Look at that. You know, this has been handed back. All of this could have been painted. It hasn't been done. It's as though they've stopped here, when in fact they've hired the whole of the apartment. I'm going to go up here now, so hopefully I should be okay. Look at that, top of the stairs, and this is being handed over as it is. Handrail, it's not too bad, but it's plasterboard, so that should have been done. There's no door on this. I don't know if the door's on the inside. I can't see it. There's a light fitting there though. No, you can't see that there. So there's a light fitting inside there. A door needs to be put on there or something. Okay. None of this has been painted. It's just been handed back. This door, okay, there wasn't a lock on it originally, so they're probably not going to have to put a lock on it. They probably won't. But you would have thought they would have done. If you look inside here, you can't really see inside there, but whoever's been in here has pulled all of the insulation out from the walls, from the stud walls. That bulb there does not work, and try not to get the stuff in the shot. There's no privacy, so if you can imagine, I'm going to put my finger over the sign there for the street so you can't see it, but if you can imagine, you've got all that light coming in above there, so something needs to be done to block off the light above the window. Coming back to this handrail, what's this? Okay, I love the camera still so you can see it moving. That's not safe. That's been fixed. Let me see. There you go. So basically, this has been fixed into plasterboard. So any fixings that have gone through there are just basic. Oh, can you see that moving? Okay. So any fixings that are there are being fixed into the plasterboard. What you need is timber stud work in between the vertical studs. So you need horizontal stud work in between. So you're down at that level obviously, and another one further down, and then you can fix into those horizontal studs once they've been put in place. The same applies to this side as well. This is loose. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. So that's loose as well. That needs sorting out. When you look at the painting that's been done, you can see that they've stopped painting at this point. I think you can see there. Let me just zoom back out a little bit. You can see a bit of a mark there, so you can see where they've painted up to here, and then they've left all of this and not bothered to paint it, which is a shame when you consider that this landlord has let this charity have this property. Nothing on the floor again. I don't know if there was before, but having said that, you'd have thought that the charity would have handed the property back to the landlord in a better condition that they had it. So from the stairs here, okay, so we're wandering back down here, we come along here, we've got the kitchen in here, another washing machine being left in, obviously it's been disconnected, that's fine. Panel loose there. Now I think one of those goes for the ignition on the cooker, sorry, on the hob, and the other one is probably for the oven. We've got an extractor in here again in the kitchen. Tiles missing off the wall, in fact. Yeah, they're just loose. There's one that's dropped behind, other two are missing.
there is a local company where you can take a tile, seeing that one of them missing, and replace the tile, so you could have done that. That obviously needs a good clean. I don't know if you can see all the finger marks and everything. Let me just switch back over there to macro mode, so we can go right in. Yeah, so you can see that that's filthy. That's supposed to have been cleaned. Also, this here should have been sealed. Apparently it has been done. That needs a good clean again to get it back to how it was. You can see there that the extractor is very greasy, so nothing much has been done with that one. You can see where they've ended the painting again, so they've come along, just walloped the walls a little bit. I'm not even sure if they've done the ceilings, but you can see there's a mark there. If we go above, the extractor isn't even connected, so all of the grease which is generated as a result is going to go and just be dispelled in the kitchen. I don't even know if it's working. Switch is on, so we'll give it a go, eh? So the light doesn't work. Oh! Whoa! So that works, but the filters need to be changed. I can't believe it, I'm in shock. Right, what else? There's the boiler, that's alright. The sink, obviously, that needs a clean. The cupboards, they all need a clean as well. There's a bit of money left in here. You can see there's dirty finger marks all over that. Oh shit! Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have said that. The hinges on the doors need to be altered as well. It's pulling the laminate off, so that needs to be done. As you can see, there's nothing there. It's coming down to that there. Sorry about the language. I thought it was going to fall off. The cupboards down here, not too bad. You know, not too bad. Or again, need a clean. That shelf there. The brackets, I don't know if you can see that at the far end you've got a couple of brackets right in there, so those brackets there are okay. The brackets here are missing. I think this is how it was before, because I have had this with a base unit where you have to cut the shelf around the P-trap which is there, or the waist as some people would call it, so it can fit. So I don't know if that's ever been done, but that's something that could be done. It gives them a bit more storage. And that's it. Everything else, well, you know, it's just dirty again. All around there, you can see that's a skirting board. That's all dirty all around there as well. The floor, I just don't know. I should imagine it needs a clean. The power's been off here again as well, so that needs to be reset. Evidence that there was blinds at one stage, but they're missing. So the blinds are missing from there. The blinds are missing from the front bedroom. I'm not sure in which window it is, but the other window, the large one, the cathedral-like window, the blinds are missing off that one as well. Let me just see. And that's it. So I'm going to pull all the doors to and vacate the premises, so to speak. Yeah, it's a cosy place, don't get me wrong. You know, for a first flat, it's ideal. It's a nice place. It just needs, it's just missing the finishing detail that should have been applied to it when whoever handed it back over. They should have just done the little things and it would have been okay. So this is it. I'm going to get out of here and talk to you another time. Bye. That's it for these two flats. So in conclusion, what I would say to you is, if you are going to lease to a charity, then, or anyone else for that matter of fact, because it's not just down to charities, get a complete and proper inventory done. Yeah, speak to someone that's accredited to do inventories for you. It's a small investment when you consider how much work needs to be done on these two flats. Now, it's not a massive amount of work. You know, it probably takes someone maybe a day and a half to go around, because you've got to, you know, go in behind the stud work up here, secure the handrail. There's a bit of carpet that needs to be done, carpeting downstairs. The door, I'm not too sure about. Might have to replace that door because the handles are never going to stay on there, so that's something else to be considered. What else was there? The extractor needs sorting out in the bathroom. There's quite a lot of bits and bobs actually. When you look at these two apartments, there's probably, I don't know, someone will say it's too high or too low. I would say between 150 to say 500, 600 pounds worth of work. If you consider you have to get a door, pay a carpenter, you need a carpet fitter, the painting still needs doing up here, the handrail needs fixing, you know, on the other apartment the oven needs replacing as well, or cleaning, and the bits need acquiring for that as well. The light fitting needs to be sorted out, so you need to get an electrician to come in and sort that out. The washing machine needs getting rid of, and the rubbish needs to be removed out of that apartment as well. The carpets need to be sorted out here downstairs, and also, as you can imagine, on here there's no carpet as well. They could have put something down on there as well. So there is quite a few bits and bobs that need sorting out, plus the stairs as well, which, you know, I think that was how it was before when they were put in. But I think to stop any further damage, that would be a sensible solution for the landlord, and it would help to you know, alleviate any future costs. I suppose you could always put metal brackets there, but I think, you know, a little bit of hardwood that would provide the support, then that would be pretty good. But brackets would be just as good as well. So, you know, that's what's needed basically. So get an inventory done. Make sure that you get someone that knows what they're doing with inventories, and check the inventory after it's done as well, just to make sure that everything's there is as it is. Sometimes people check the time, sometimes people miss things as well, because no one's perfect, but it's still better than going off memory. As the old Chinese saying goes, the strongest or the weakest ink is better than the strongest memory. So I would say always go for the weakest ink as opposed to the strongest memory, especially if you've got a claim from the DPS at the end of it. So this is Neville Douglas signing off for Ashanti Dutch Property Letting. By the way, this is one of the properties which are going to be going on to the no void scheme, so it's guaranteed rent for 3 years. So once all the bits and bobs are done on these properties, we're going to take this off the landlord's hands and the other one, and then we'll do interim inspections every so often, and then we'll come back to this at the end of the scheme, which is 3 years. But he's got an option to extend as well, so it might be in 6 years' time we come back to this and do another video just to see what it's like, and then just to see how it is when we hand it back over to the landlord. Okay, so that's it for now. Signing off.